PJK, baby. By the way, the show and the podcast back in its entirety. Checks his calendar on his phone. Monday. January 6th.
I don't know why I remember these things like dates, but...
You're good with the dates.
Yeah.
And the paperwork and the business and
Thank
stuff
you.
like that. The business end of things, Joe.
And
you are.
And you look very good.
Thank you very much.
He looks pretty standard, Curbs. I don't know if he looks any better than usual. I mean, nice. I know you like to compliment people. It makes you feel good.
I was
You've
going
said
for
that.
standard today, so I hit the home run.
Standard. Is that not standard?
I think
I
you
think it's
are
standard.
above standard today
Here
when it
we
comes
go.
to being how handsome you are.
You know what? Couldn't you start the new year off right, please? Could you? Does it have to be the same? Listen, speaking of the new year, people will make their changes, right? Resolutions and such. But how did you end the year is the question. There was a survey done on the peak time for family fights over the holidays. And the peak time that came up in the survey overall, Christmas Day. Yeah, Christmas Day, you've probably had your fill maybe of some of your relatives.
Makes complete sense. Like, I know growing up, my parents would always get into a fight while Christmas dinner was being made. My dad couldn't find a certain pan that he wanted to use. Kath! And he's like trying to make the mashed potatoes and she gets in his way. Yeah, always.
And bingo, bango, the time? 3:18 specifically in the afternoon on Christmas Day, the peak time for family fights, which makes sense because you're right. That's when stress level's the highest. You're getting close to dinner time usually. You've had people over. You're entertaining.
Mm-hmm. And now that I'm an adult, I definitely look back on my childhood of like waking my parents up at 5 a.m. to open presents and like the fact that they would get out of bed and make a coffee and then, get ready for present. And so they would be running off with like no sleep that day too. And then after we'd open up all our gifts, of course, my brother would have something that required some sort of assembly or like a battery of something. My dad would have to put it together. And
half out of it.
Yeah, by the time he's got that
then
together,
make dinner for
we're
10.
off playing with the toys. Yeah, the kitchen is usually where it goes down.
Well, even the topics that come up now at the dinner table like are a little polarizing. Well, we could have afforded maybe a bigger turkey if it wasn't for so-and-so politician. You're going to get a little bit of that.
Oh, yeah.
It could be, as simple as one of those sly comments like, oh, yeah, sure, here we go.
Well,
none of the premium brand booze when we come to this place for drink. Who knows?
Another fight, another popular one back in the day for us was over board games.
Yeah.
So we'd always, pull out the categories on like Christmas Day at night after dinner or whatever board game, but a category specifically started a fight once in our house. It's Monopoly.
Monopoly's a great game to play at Christmas. You're taking homes away and properties from your family members.
Yeah, no, it can happen. There's a lot of reasons why you can get into a scrap over the holidays.
No. 3:18 Christmas Day. If it happened to you that day, you're normal.
And you look normal today, Joe. Standard. Joe.
I was going for standard.
I would never use that word to describe you.
Thank you very much. She started the year off with a lie.
PJK, the podcast returns and the show returns Monday, January 6th.